he's a little bit hurt that this is their last night together, them having this argument. He thought everything was going to be, go swimmingly. He was expecting that, and things have just all gone to pieces and not gone according to what his plans were. Hi everyone, it's Kiyoshi, aka OBiGem. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell to be notified of all future videos. And if you like what you see, please do hit the like button so I know to keep making content like this. So we are back with another episode of Growing Up Genki, and we are here again with our matriarch Yume, as we are wont to always starting these episodes with. She is looking absolutely stunning. Her post-pregnancy glow is stunning, but she actually may be pregnant again, because she did try again with Hiro. They had a woohoo session last I think it was almost directly after she gave birth, so she was wasting no time. Like I said, she is dealing with a touch of postpartum depression, so I'm a bit worried about what role that's going to play in her trying to bond with her new baby girl. She did autonomously bounce her baby girl when she was crying not that too long ago, so she may be coming around and being like, it wasn't the gender of baby I was wanting, but it's the baby I have now, and she needs me, so I'm going to try, but I am still a little bit disappointed and a little bit hurt, and it wasn't the baby boy. She's kind of having a difficult time reconciling those feelings, but she is down here in this kitchen area. She just came down to clean some stuff up while Hana was eating some dinner, and Hana is feeling a little bit annoyed right now. She had that argument with Hiro earlier, of which she won, so she's feeling a bit confident. Like I said, they don't normally have quarrels, her and her dad, but now that she's a teenager, she is going to be the one that's doing a little bit more challenging. As you guys can remember, one of her traits from when she aged up was teen rebellion, and she's really showing that in true colors lately. But I don't think that Hiro is really prepared for his daughter being quite that rebellious and argumentative with him, because right after she won that argument with him, he did develop a new sentiment for Hana, and he actually has a festering grudge, which is kind of sad, because they used to have the adoring sentiment for her, but after they had that big blow up and he revealed the arranged marriage to her and she kind of got the best of him, he's been a little bit annoyed, because he's all like, this is just not what I'm expecting of my teenage daughter who's coming of age. I need for her to fall in line and to be a bit more submissive here, because that is what is expected of her in our society, which I do understand, you guys. I live in a westernized society, as I'm assuming a lot of people who are watching this are, and so those type of ideals are very old school, a lot of bit patriarchal, a lot of bit misogynistic, but that is the culture that they reside in. And Hiro and Yume are traditional people, so that is where they are coming from with that. But I am gonna have Yume sit down and just to talk with her daughter, because I don't know that she's fully aware of all that went down when she was still asleep. Hiro kind of told her that Kiyoshi came over, and she's like, oh no, I think something happened before I had the chance to really gain control of things. So I'm actually going to have Yume go ahead and just talk to Hana about everything. Probably start out by asking her how her date is, and I'm probably just going to have Hana, in response to her mom trying to talk to her, just like really complain to her about like, mom, like what is going on? Like dad said you were the one that was supposed to explain this to me. She's like, Hana, how are you? Your dad kind of let me know that you guys kind of had like a moment earlier, and Hana's all like, mom, dad said that I'm having this arranged marriage and you were supposed to tell me about it. I'm just like really annoyed and frustrated. And Yume's like, yes, I understand, like you have every right to be kind of upset about this, and like I should have told you before. She's really upset about this. She's like, mom, I expect better from you. Like if you were supposed to tell me something, I really would have appreciated if you had just told me this before I got blindsided during this discussion. And of course, Yume kind of gave her a hug and like, sweetie, I'm sorry, like with the pregnancy and everything going on and your birthday, I just didn't want to make you feel sad, and I guess that was my bad for just not just biting the bullet and just saying like, look, this is what's going on, and like got you prepared for it. She's like, let me have her take care of the baby, because this baby is crying a lot these days. Looks like the baby needs age changing, so I'm gonna have her change the baby. And now that she's up, I'm on the wrong person. I'm gonna have Yume change the baby, and then now that she's up, breastfeed the baby so that they are good to go there. Yeah, I'm just thinking that Hana's just feeling a little bit like she wasn't expecting for her mother to be the one that kind of kept her in the dark about all of this, and she's just really upset about the fact that her mother just couldn't have told her this before, because now she's like, I feel like I can't trust anybody here, and now I'm in the situation now where I'm supposedly engaged to Kiyoshi, and I'm just not here for it. Like, whatever I have to do, I'm gonna actually go ahead and figure out what I can do to get out of this. It looks like Hiro went ahead and handled the baby because Yume was taking a little bit too much time getting to it. Our family here is just falling to pieces here. It looks like Hana is just exhausted, so Yume is gonna let her sleep and just clean up after her daughter, and she's all like, I'm sure everything that went on today was just too much excitement for her, and now she's just, you know, gotten angry and gotten herself into a tizzy, and now she's really tired and sleeping, so I'm just gonna clean up after her. But like, things are just probably gonna get a whole lot worse before they get better, because Hiro had actually discussed with Yume. She's like, look, we have some things that are moving forward as far as this whole engagement, and we are going to be ushering everything forward. So I'm actually going to have Yume go ahead and talk to Hiro about that, to just kind of like get an idea of like everything that is going on with that, because she kind of had given birth to the baby and then like not given much thought to anything else. So she's gonna ask Hiro, she's like, so like what all is next? She knows about the engagement, and like you said, there's going to be other things that are gonna go on. And Hiro's like, yeah, like I'm still a little bit like upset about how she responded. I wasn't expecting her to yell, but honestly, tomorrow we're supposed to be having a dinner with the Itos because we want to have a clean transition where, you know, we have the formal coming together of the families, and then Hana moves in with the Itos. So tomorrow we're going to get together, have the dinner, and honestly, this is kind of our last night with Hana because she's going to be moving in with them after the dinner tomorrow. And Yume is a little bit caught off guard by the fact that that's what's going to be going on, that Hana's going to be moving in with the Itos, because she's like, I mean, that seems so soon. I just gave birth to the baby and we have a new daughter, and now you're letting me know that, you know, our first daughter is going to be leaving the home and leaving the nest, and it's like, this just seems a whole lot and too much change too fast. I don't know that I am prepared for all of this change that is going on right now, but like, of course, Hiro's going to reassure and say, look, honey, like, this is just all a part of growing up, and she's going to be okay. Like, this is what we both kind of expected as far as Hana growing up. And she's like, I know, but like, you know, I wasn't expecting it to be like this. Like, she just seems like she's still my baby girl, and like now she's going to be leaving the nest, and she's like, look, we just have to keep everything cool, everything's going to be all right. I mean, it kind of stinks that this is the last night we're having with her, with this big blow up and this misunderstanding and her just getting upset about it, but you know, we're going to make the best of it and everything's going to turn out all right. Hiro's really kind of feeling it. He's really upset about the argument he had with Hana, and he's just like, he's a little bit hurt that this is their last night together, them having this argument. He thought everything was going to be, you know, go swimmingly. He was expecting that, and things have just all gone to pieces and not gone according to what his plans were. But he's trying to stay positive despite everything. And of course, while all this is happening, Hana is asleep at the table and has no idea that the next phase of all of this is her moving in with the Ito family, and this is her last night in her family home, and it's just kind of a messed up situation that she's going to kind of probably get blindsided about this again tomorrow. But we're going to go ahead and leave things off here, and we'll reconvene with them tomorrow when they have this dinner. So Hiro decided to be the one to wake up this morning and make breakfast because, you know, Yume is still recovering from giving birth and she's still feeling a bit down as far as her postpartum depression. He's also still feeling a lot stressed out and tense from the argument he had with Hana, and he just doesn't know what to do or feel about that. But he's trying to be positive. Look at Hana in the background. It's like she's just none the wiser to how upset her dad is with the argument they had, because of course she won the argument, and because she is in her teen rebellion stage, she just isn't registering that might have had a negative impact on how Hiro feels about things. But like I said, he's trying to stay positive. Today they are supposed to have the Itos over, and he's supposed to be having this dinner that's going to be transitioning the family from Hana living with them to living in the household of her future husband. So there's like a mix of emotions going on here. Of course he's upset because of their argument, but he's also really kind of sad because his daughter is going to be going on into the next phase of her life. So there's a lot going on here, and he's going to probably just try to watch some TV and relax. He does have work today, but Hana has a school holiday, so he's hoping that while she is on holiday from school, Hana can, or Yume can have a conversation with her about what's going on, because he's at the point where he's like, I just don't even want to look at her or deal with her right now. I'm so upset with how a conversation went the last time we talked. You can deal with her right now and tell her about what's going on. Hopefully she takes it better from you. But of course Yume's still sleeping and trying to get her rest and get prepared for the day. And it's honestly probably a good thing that Hana is on school holiday, because there's going to be some changes that are going to be happening with her school situation. So being on holiday will allow for her to have that clean break so that they can transition into that new phase of her schooling that you guys are just going to have to sit back and wait for. So Hana's still feeling a bit bummed about the conversation that she had with her dad, but she's like, I'm going to figure out a way out of this engagement, but I can tell that Dad's kind of a bit upset, and I don't want him to be mad and upset with me, so I'm going to just go ahead and apologize to him about how I reacted, but I'm not sorry for being upset about this arranged marriage, because I have every right to be upset about this. I didn't ask to have an arranged marriage with Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi's been like a pain point in my life since we've been here. He's just been kind of a little bit creepy, and now they want him to be my fiance, so of course I'm upset. But I will apologize to Dad for, making him feel bad. Obviously he's being sensitive about this. She is and she's dreading having to apologize because Hana just doesn't feel like she should have to. She's all like, I have every right to be upset about this, but he wants to be a baby about it. As much as they want to talk to me about being grown up and mature, he's being a baby about this. So I am going to be the mature one. And I apologize to him, even though he doesn't deserve it, and even though I'm not really sorry. And I am going to find a way out of this arranged marriage situation. I'm going to let him have his baby moment and apologize. She's such a teen. And like Hiro's like, thank you for coming to me, baby girl, and apologizing. Like, I know things kind of got thrown at you and blindsided, and I didn't mean for that, but I do appreciate you apologizing for how you blew up yesterday. And she's like, of course, Dad, you know I love you, but at the same time, this whole arranged marriage thing is messed up, so you have to understand why I was upset. This is kind of a weird, messed up situation. And he's like, look, honey, like, I know you think it's messed up, but this is what's going on, and I just need for you to be on board. Your mother's going to be explaining everything is going to be transpiring going forward, and hopefully you guys can have a more positive conversation than we had yesterday. But I would appreciate you just being not upset with me about this. And of course, Hana's gonna take it on the chin and be like, you know, whatever, Dad, I guess. But she's over here kind of psyching herself up in her mirror and being all like, look, they can say and do what they want as far as this, but I am going to find a way out of this. I always find a way out of things to get my way and have things go my way, and this is going to be no different. So I will put on a brave face for now, but just know, eventually, this arranged marriage situation is going to be kaput. But I'm really proud of how Hana's really been taking to being a big sister. She's really been filling in the gaps between Yume feeling a little bit depressed from her postpartum, and both her parents kind of being overwhelmed with having a baby again. And she's being such a beautiful big sister every single time that Yukino has woken up in the middle of the night and cried and needed a little bit of attention. She's really kind of filled in and changed the diapers and made bottles, and she is just like an amazing big sister. And it's going to be quite sad when she moves out and she's not going to be able to see her baby sister as much, but in the meantime she's not aware of that, and she's just really adoring having a little sister. She was used to being an only child before and having all the attention of her parents, but she kind of like really like noticed like, wow, like it's nice having another sibling, and this is kind of something I didn't really know that I wanted, to have a younger sibling. Hana and Yume is so thankful that her daughter has been really helping out, and so she wanted to make sure to come to her first thing after she got up and said, thank you so much, baby girl, for kind of really being such a big helper in the family for your baby sister. We so much appreciate it. And of course, Hana's like, of course, Mom, like, she's my baby sister. I'm not going to just like stand around while she's crying and not do anything. Of course, I'm going to fill in and help. And it's just really kind of sweet seeing them bond together. It just seems like ever since the big blow up about the arranged marriage has become common knowledge, it kind of in a weird way brought her and Yume closer together as mother and daughter, as Hana kind of more so blames Hiro for this arranged marriage than her mom. And she really probably should, because it kind of was Hiro's idea. I guess she kind of senses that on some level, that this has her dad written all over it and not so much her mom, especially since Yume kind of had apprehensions and was reluctant to tell her about it to begin with. So she's really getting the feeling like, Mom did not want this for me. This is what Dad wanted for me. And I'm not going to be hard on Mom about it, because it's not her fault. So it's just kind of really sweet seeing their mother-daughter relationship come together. But I'm gonna get out of this room right now because it looks like she is breastfeeding, and we're gonna have Hana go ahead and get the mail. Yume has, well, it looks like their bills are due. Yume has a full day that she has to take care of as far as getting things ready for this dinner. The dinner is going to be at the Ito residence, but it's kind of going to be the responsibility to provide the food. The traditional way is really to have this family meal at the bride household, but because the Ito family house is so small, Naoki kind of, let Hiro know that, okay, we can have it at our house instead. And Hiro and Naoki have really kind of fostered a friendship together, so he had no problem with it. But, Naoki's wife, Megumi, was kind of none too pleased about that. She's not really impressed with the fact that the Hitoshis can't even host the dinner. She's like, so their house is such a tiny shack that they can't host this dinner. She's kind of a bit, turning her nose up at this. So it's going to be something to overcome that bad first impression, but I'm sure that they'll kind of figure that whole thing out. So Hana decided to actually ask Yume what's going on, because she did notice her cooking quite a bit. So she came out to the garden to talk to her, and she's like, Mom, what's going on? I saw you cooking all that food. And she's like, honey, like, I should tell you that we're actually going over to the Itos today and having a family dinner. She's like, you guys are blindsiding me with more things. And Yume kind of just didn't want to deal with telling her more about what that family dinner is going to entail. So she's like, honey, I need to get back in. I'm feeling a bit hungry, so I'm going to have something to eat. I really hope she did not have some of that food that she made before. It looks like she did. No, this is mac and cheese. So, okay, we're good there. And of course, Hana decided to follow her, and she's like, Mom, I know you don't want to talk about it, but I'm kind of getting sick and tired of being blindsided about everything, so can you just be straight with me? What is this dinner about? And so Yume is all like, okay, yeah, honey, we're kind of having like an engagement dinner type deal that's going to happen today, and I know that you aren't loving the fact that you're having this engagement happen, but I need for you to just behave yourself, or at least try for me. Just do it for me, and don't be too upset. I know you're mad at your dad, but don't be upset. And Hana's like not really kind of going to dignify it with a response just yet. She's all like, look, I'm not going to say that I won't pitch a stink, but I will do my best for you, because I know that you're tired, and with everything going on with the new baby, I will do my best, but I'm not happy about any of this. So Hana is really kind of trying to psych herself up in the mirror again and said, like, I really can't believe they're doing this to me again, blindsiding me again with this whole engagement type thing. I'm kind of just a little bit over it. But of course, Yume still hasn't told her the whole truth, which is that, they're going to be spending, or having her stay at the Itos after this dinner. So she's all like, look, I peeled off half the band-aid, and Hiro already knows I don't like having to be the bearer of bad news in this situation, so I'll just tell him that I told her half, and he could tell her the final half. I know he's probably going to be upset with me about that, but I don't want to be the one that has to break her heart, and I'm kind of getting upset with always being the one that's being put in the middle to do that. So it's probably not very fair for her to do that to Hiro, because Hiro had to be the one to peel the whole band-aid off about revealing the engagement, and he's still kind of upset and hurt about how Yume, or how Hana responded to that. So we're just gonna have to see how he responds to it. He might just be the one to just bite the bullet about it. So despite all the bad news that they've been kind of having to navigate through, we do have some good news here. It looks like Hiro got promoted at work again, and he got a bonus, and he's still going to be working quite the long hours, but the bonus and the bump in pay is definitely welcomed, especially since it does look like they're going to be trying for another baby so that Yume could bring a son into the family. It comes at kind of like good timing, because with Hana moving out, it means that Naoki's going to be paying the other half of her bride price, so he's gotten a bonus and a promotion at work, and he's going to get the other half of the dowry, so they're going to be very good financially. So that's one less thing off of Hiro's plate for him to worry about. He is quite tired because he did work really hard today, since he knew that a promotion was on the horizon, but he knows that their night is not over, because they do have to go to the Itos today to have this family dinner to make that transition. So we're going to go ahead and allow them to make that visit over there to have this dinner. So this is actually where we're going to leave things for this episode, guys. As I was recording this, I thought this was going to be 1 episode long of footage, but it actually ended up being 2 episodes long of footage. So that's good news for me because it's less work for me to do in advance to prep for episodes, because now I already have one prep for you guys to release next week. But that does mean we're going to leave this episode on a bit of a cliffhanger for you guys to kind of look forward to the Hitoshi family dinner for next episode. But leave me your thoughts in the comment section below of what you expect to happen at this dinner. I will tease a bit and say that there is going to be a bit of drama, so look forward to that. And thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, please do subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video. But as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay dazzled. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Never be cool with the cool kids, but look who's